What happens when a group of lifelong besties trades middle school crushes for midlife hot flashes? You get a lot of laughs, a little bit of venting, and a whole lot of heart. We've survived cross-country moves, career shifts, and changing gene sizes together. Now we're tackling the invisible years, from the frustration of medical mysteries to the joy of deep-rooted sisterhood. We're here to brainstorm, de-stress, and remind you that you aren't going through this alone. Because at the end of the day, we're more than just a support group. We are friends, period. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Friends Period podcast. We're happy you could come back to join us. I'm Erin.
I'm Colleen.
I'm Tara.
I'm Lisa.
And I'm Megan.
Hello, my friends. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing well.
Fabulous.
I'm laughing a lot already.
A little hot.
What?
Yeah, it's hotter. It's hotter than hell in Massachusetts right now.
Did you say something about
Is it hotter
sweating
than
in all the places?
Oh yeah, so much sweating going on.
You
Is it hotter in
driving to
Massachusetts than Tennessee?
I don't know. It's 90 today.
Well, about 85 here. Is that about what you guys got?
I think so. Tomorrow's supposed to be warmer though, right?
92 I saw.
Yeah.
Record.
Wow.
So funny story. My parents live in Vegas in the desert and it was only 70 there today while it was 85 here. Go figure.
Lovely.
Good old New
But
England.
then we're going to tank down to the 60s on Thursday, I think. So
Happy
Yeah, of
Memorial
course.
Day.
hang on to your
Yeah,
britches.
just in time.
Yeah.
Isn't that the
Sometime
unofficial
for the
kickoff of
weekend.
summer?
Well, that's what the weather in New England does.
Yeah.
Likes to
Yeah.
trick us, keep us on our toes.
Mm-hmm.
So this is exciting, ladies, because this is the first podcast we're recording now that people are listening to us.
Now the people
It's very
know.
exciting.
It
Yeah.
got real.
It did.
Got real. Can I tell you guys a story?
And,
I tried to hold
please.
on to it, but I'm gonna jump right in. I didn't tell anybody other than my husband that we were doing this. So like my siblings didn't know, my in-laws didn't know, and then we all started posting. So I showed up to dinner with family, and first question is, when did you teach someone else how to do the electric slide? And I was like, what is happening? You listened? And they were like, oh yeah, we're 2 episodes in. And they were so excited. So it ends up being that the people that I'm with were all Milford High graduates. So we go down memory lane, we start talking about teachers, and I'm texting all of you and I'm like, who is our math teacher? Who taught geometry? Whatever. And my husband, literally, we were having a competition. Who could reach out to someone and find the answers first is what was happening during dinner. So I had texted you, they had texted their friends, and my husband looked at me and he goes, God, one of your friends should have married a Milford guy. And I turned and I looked at him and I go, I did. I married the Milford guy. You're the Milford guy. And he was like, oh my God, I am. And his sister was just laughing hysterically because she was like, you're the one in the group. Oh God. So we did get the answers. I think we figured out like who taught geometry, who taught algebra. But it was definitely a memory lane that I know some of you couldn't go down because you couldn't remember any of your teachers' names.
No,
Not
I
at all.
took a left on amnesia lane a while ago, apparently, because none of that made any sense to me.
We did like you walk in the doors, you take a left, and this teacher's in A wing, and then this teacher. And I remember sharing a locker with you, Erin. I remember like
Yes, because I was an A and you were a W, so your locker was like
Yep.
in
the middle of
east, you know,
nowhere.
in literally the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah, like on top of the library. Who went to the library? Not me. So yeah, that was our conversation.
Kids now
with
don't even use lockers.
No, mine don't.
Well, they don't have
So
books,
weird.
right? Isn't everything digital?
Yeah.
Pretty much. So they don't have to carry 5 books for 5 subjects every day.
True. They don't
So-
know how to cover a book with a paper bag.
Oh
either. Just
gosh,
throwing that
no.
out there.
That's a whole art. That was an art.
It was an art.
That was an art. I took a lot of pride in covering my books. They had to be
Yeah.
perfect.
And then you decorated them.
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun. Where do they put their jackets?
My
They don't
scary
wear
summer-
jackets.
Well, yes.
That's
so
true.
down- Yeah. Middle schoolers don't wear jackets.
Mhm.
My
Well, even
school-
up here, middle schoolers don't wear jackets. It's not cool.
No.
I
Shorts
remember
all
not wearing
year
a
and no
jacket.
jackets.
I remember
Yeah.
arguing. I'm not cold.
Mm.
Now I could wear 17 jackets and I'd be excited about life.
Mm.
But-
So Lisa,
I do appreciate.
that. I'm sorry, Tara. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I do appreciate those of you that did remember any teachers' names because I similar to Colleen, I think when new information comes in, the old information is just somehow erased. So in
Has
order
to
to
be
make it through
evicted.
college,
For sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then
Mhm.
many years after, I've always been terrible with names. But just
Mhm.
even even now the memories when you started talking about the wings and things like that, I'm like, I just none. It's like a
I
big
love
blank.
Megan's comment of like, did we go to the same school?
I know. I was like, these don't even sound familiar.
No.
I don't know.
A couple
We
of
would
them
have
did,
to
but not
consult
many.
our notes that the
Yes.
folded up. I have a shoebox of folded up notes from
No,
all of
you
That's
them
amazing.
that I yeah.
No, you don't.
We'll have
remember
to
we
bring
would-
those out at
I do
some
too.
point.
It was such an art form to
Oh.
fold the notes.
I have
Pre-texting.
notes, but I also have letters that we all sent each other in college because we didn't have email until later.
Mm.
So
Oh,
I have
wow.
some handwritten letters from I think every one of us, including
Wow.
Tiffany.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Lisa,
Oh,
I
no.
love
All
that
ever.
that conversation came up for you at dinner, you said, where you got blindsided by people who were actually listening and watching. I think that's really cool. And then I got a lot of feedback too. I was kind of similar where I was very reserved in who I was sharing this project with until it was ready. And then people found out by way of it going live and the social media stuff. So social media works for sure. But I got a couple of comments that I thought were really cool. And one was actually from my sister who said that she was basically envious of the fact that we had this group that has gone the distance of time. And she was almost kind of in tears over the idea that that we were doing this and that we were able to share this with everyone else. So I thought that was really cool because that was really our vision from the beginning. And we knew, and I think we put it in the intro for a reason, we knew that this was unusual and this was special and that we were very lucky. So it was really cool that she picked up on that and shared that with me. So I hope that a lot of other people feel over time that they're really part of our group. And we talked a little before going on tonight about how we hope that those people will become part of our episodes by sharing ideas or struggles or victories or just ideas, and we'll incorporate those too. So let us have all of that.
Absolutely. We'd love to share your ideas. So if you guys send them into our social media, if you know us personally, send them on text and we'll share a couple every episode
Mhm.
to make sure that we're keeping all voices active.
Yeah.
I walked into work and I heard one after sharing on Facebook, which I don't think I had made a Facebook post in a very long time. I
Mhm.
kind of shy away from like putting stuff out there, fear of judgment or whatever. But I'm proud of what we're doing here and I was excited to share it. And
Mhm.
I'm overhearing one coworker telling another coworker about it. And I was like,
Yay.
I heard her say, yeah, it's called Friends Period. I'll send you the link. And I was like, oh my God, you're talking about it. Yeah. But everybody's been so supportive. So it's
awesome.
been great. Yeah.
I
That's
had a
amazing.
mental picture of you like slowly like poking your head out of your office door, like up over the
Is it
Oh,
good
as
or
if I have
bad?
an
are they
office.
talking about me?
That's awesome.
So
Love
here's a question. Speaking of
Yes.
high school or school in general, or years ago in general, do you ever have the stress dream where you're in school again and you either need to get into your locker and you don't remember the combination,
Yes.
or you realize that you have been enrolled in a class the entire semester that you did not know you were enrolled in and you now have to go take the final?
I didn't know anybody else had the locker combination nightmare. I have that one where I'm standing there and I'm turning and turning and turning and I can't remember the code and Yes, that's a recurring one for me. How many other people?
What's
have that?
funny is I still remember my 2143.7 was my high school locker
I don't
combination.
know
God.
that because we shared a locker.
Yeah. I don't know why I
actually
remember that.
I
I
found
remember
the
some
can't
of your
remember my
phone
middle name.
from
numbers.
our locker,
Yeah,
Wow.
phone numbers. I remember all those.
Yeah,
right?
I remember a
But,
bunch of your phone numbers, but I don't remember my own locker combination.
I cannot
Again,
believe
well,
you
that-
remember your locker combination.
And me
That just
neither.
like blew my mind.
I actually
I
found the
can't-
lock. I found
Really?
the lock before I moved to Maine, and I, without looking, I don't know why I took it. It's a weird thing to take,
Wow.
but I
Yeah.
took it, and because it was the kind that was like a padlock, right? Like it wasn't
Yeah,
built in,
yeah.
I think, for us.
Yep.
And I actually opened it without looking at it. So I, without consciously knowing, I remembered it too. But when you just said it out loud, I was like, I know that.
Yeah.
I know that combo.
So
Wow.
you
Crazy.
took the lock. I
Mhm.
actually took the number, like the locker number at the top, which that is still in here somewhere. Like I think it's in my.
All right, you
drawer
know they're
box or
coming
something,
after
and
you
but I
guys
don't
now,
I don't
right?
know that name.
The Milford
I
Heights
admitted it.
police are coming at you
They-
for
well-
something.
They can have it back. I'll just give it back.
Sure, I would, don't give it up that easily. Come on.
Can I circle
If
back
it-
to
yeah.
you still have this dream?
I do want to
Occasionally.
say you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Or
Yeah.
it's either that or it might sometimes it takes place in college. And sometimes it's that I'm in a show because I've done, some theater. I'm suddenly in a show that I didn't know I was in, and it's opening night, and I'm about to go on stage, and I don't know any of the lines.
You know,
That's
this
my
is
other
an
stress dream.
amazing segue for the first topic, right? Because
Yes.
I think
Yep.
any dream interpreter would say that this is really not about numbers or combinations or courses or forget. It's all just anxiety. It's all just your
Yeah.
brain's way of saying you are worried about a lot of things, and here's how it's manifesting tonight. So
Yeah,
I know that's what it is
100%.
for me. When I'm stressed, I start worrying about everything and anything, and so that's when I'll
Yeah.
have those nightmares about not being able to unlock something or not being able to dial a phone number is the other one. Like I just
Yeah.
can't get. So it's, for me, somehow it's always incorporating numbers, which is weird. Never really thought about that
Yeah.
before. But anyway,
Yeah, no,
last
that's-
time we talked about the ways to manage stress and anxiety, and you were gonna bring us up to speed and take us a step further from where we ended last time. It's a good segue.
Yeah, let's definitely dive in. And before we do that, we just want to, give a quick reminder that we are just sharing our personal journeys. We are not experts. We are not doctors. And we're also not sponsored by any of the products that we talk about.
Yet.
Unless specifically stated. Maybe someday.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yet. Yes.
So please just remember, check with your own doctor before trying anything that we talk about. Make sure it's something that's right and healthy for you. So tonight's topic is stress, anxiety, what we do to manage that. I know we all have a lot of it. And also the idea of permanence, which we'll get into. Stress, I think it would be unusual to find somebody our age that is not dealing with stress from like a million different directions. And I think, we find ourselves not just stressed, but in a state of chronic stress, which is when we're sort of trapped in that fight or flight response, and just feel activated all the time. And the problem is that, prolonged exposure to being in that state disrupts like every bodily system, bodily function, and then increases the risk of like every bad thing that you know. So, it's important to find what is right for you as far as what you like to do to take care of yourself. And, more importantly, I think what's sustainable. So what you really find you connect with, because the more you connect with it, whether it's going for a walk, doing a meditation, like if you enjoy doing that thing and it kind of, is up your alley, then and resonates with you, then you're gonna stick with it. And it doesn't have to be an hour's worth of whatever your modality is. It can be a 5-minute walk. It can be just like breathing deeply for for 2 minutes or even 1 minute.
Or watching
the
trash
studies-
TV. That can help.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The studies have shown that anything that interrupts that, that constant stress response is helpful. So don't think that it's like, oh, I don't have half an hour, every
Mhm.
day or an hour every day. If you have 10 minutes, if you have 5 minutes, then it's still worthwhile. So, Colleen, what do you do for
Yeah.
stress relief?
Not enough. I am always kind of like at the top, and always my brain just goes a mile a minute. I probably drive my family nuts, 2 grown kids and a husband, and I'm always thinking. Sometimes Dan will say, just take a break, like stop thinking, but I can't. Like it's not a choice for me. So I'm always thinking about what's next, and what kind of problems are my kids having that I can help solve. And I need to realize at this point that they're old enough to solve their own problems. And I've hopefully told them enough and showed them enough that if they do have issues that I can help with, they can come to me and ask questions, but I don't need to be the one to solve all their problems. And that's easier said than done as a mother or a family member of any of younger adults. It's really hard to stand by and watch when you feel like you can help them. But
Yeah.
but I'm really bad at that. So I think, to answer your question, what do I do for stress relief? I don't have a great answer, because I've thought, and that's why I wanted you to talk about what you do with the meditation. You mentioned sound baths and things, because I need to find a good, consistent solution, something that can be more daily and more easy to follow through on. Because what I do now, honestly, is make sure that we have, and we as my husband and I have planned time off, and I schedule out for the whole year when our vacations are and when our trips are. And that way I always have something to look forward to. And those trips are really my stress relief. And honestly, just having them scheduled is a form of stress relief, because it's something to kind of look forward to and know that there's going to be a break in the everyday hassle. So I need something more on a daily basis, though. That's why I was interested in your thoughts.
Yeah, I agree. It's hard to let go when you're used to having to manage everything, whether it's at your job or at
Mhm.
home, to let go of that and trust that it will be okay if you're not controlling it, pulling the puppet strings. That's one of the hardest things, I think.
Yeah.
That's
Tara, what about you? What do you tend to do?
In the moment, I very similar to Colleen. I know I drive my family nuts. I don't think I know. I'm very high strung, activated, type A, all around. I think you guys all know that. Most people that know me know that. But one thing I find that works for me on an ongoing basis is audiobooks. I love audiobooks. Like I literally I will put on my earphones and I listen to it in the car. And when I get out of work and I get in the car, the first thing I do is turn on my book, because I just don't want to think about you can't not think. And if I find myself wandering, I have to shut the book off, because I don't want to miss the story. And I get so into the stories. I think I might have an audiobook problem.
Obsession.
I think I listen. Yeah, I probably listen to 2 or 3 a month.
Well, what's funny
Oh, wow.
is the thing that I didn't mention is that I have also become obsessed with reading. I read with a Kindle because it's just easier than going to the library all the time. But it's funny, I didn't even think of that. But I did start that consciously a couple of years ago as a way to unplug and stress management. And I'm not reading super highly intelligent books. I'm reading like like rom-coms, because it's a way to shut my brain off, and it's like watching a movie in my brain.
Yes.
And I do it on my Kindle so that I don't see pop-ups on my phone or text messages, so it is a great way to unplug, but I haven't gotten into the audiobooks, so that's an idea.
I've been listening to audiobooks since I used to get them on CD from the library.
Oh, you're old school. I like that. Well, what genre? Or all genre, like multiple?
World War II historical fiction is probably my favorite.
Wow, you're way smarter than me.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite if I was to pick a genre. I like historical fiction of any kind, as long as it's with a good story. I feel like I'm learning something at the same time. I'm like, oh, this is like a 2 for 1. I'm learning something. But I usually do try and alternate those heavier stories with like a lighter, like rom-com type.
Yeah, beach
You know,
read.
it will take me
Yeah.
like, 4 days to listen to, kind of thing. Because I'll listen to on the way to work, on the way home from work. Sometimes if I get home and I feel myself, I'm really activated, even cooking dinner around the house, I'll put my book on and my family all knows. I'll just point to my ears. I'm like, nope,
Not right
I'm in
now.
another universe right now.
Not available right now.
Correct.
Out of-
I was never
find it
able
at
to. I was never able to get into audiobooks really, but the only time that I actually was listening to them was when I had LASIK surgery, like 7 or 8 years ago.
'Cause you
And
could
I
read,
had
yeah.
to spend, well, I had to spend like 2 days in the dark
Oh.
with these like plastic cups like taped over my eyes and just like doing nothing but listening to audiobooks. And I really enjoyed it. But then of course 2 days later I emerged from the dark room like mole woman coming out of the
Are
coming
people
above ground,
still
like,
doing?
trying-
Are people still doing LASIK surgery? I don't hear about that much anymore. Because if
Yeah.
they are,
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping that they're going to sit in the dark for 2 days and listen to podcasts, and ours
Listen to
is
us.
one of them.
Absolutely.
We'll be top of list. I like it.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
work
What do
on
you
that.
think?
Love it.
Yeah. Megan, what do you do?
Tara, at some point before, I'm sorry to cut you off, at some point, I would love to get some of those book titles.
Mm.
Okay. I can send them all to
yes.
you.
Excellent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I am reading a World War II historical fiction right now. So I'm
You
curious
are?
if you've read it.
Which
Yes.
one?
The Things We Leave Unfinished.
Oh, that was a good one. I read that one too.
Yeah.
I don't think I've read
it's-
that.
My sister gave it to me. So we'll see. But so far I like it.
Lisa, the teacher, is keeping notes over here.
The Nightingale is my favorite.
Yes.
I'm
that
almost
was
done with
amazing.
school. I need a bunch of books to read over the
Yeah.
summer.
The Nightingale was
Mhm.
amazing. That kind of hooked me.
I think I've listened to it 3 times at least.
Really?
Yeah.
So what do I do to de-stress? I just jotted down a couple of things because I kind of I love that we brought up the idea of kind of like escapes, because I was thinking I do really enjoy reading. I do like a physical book. I haven't transitioned to audiobooks. Just I feel like when I'm driving, my mind kind of wanders, but I do listen to a lot of podcasts. I also have to rewind them a lot though, because my mind kind of drifts and I'm like, oh wait, I think I missed something important. Rewind. But yeah, so reading, trash TV. It's just, I don't have to think. I'm just entertained. I can relax. I have been trying to work meditation into more of a daily routine. And it's kind of embarrassing when you're like, oh, I couldn't find 5 minutes today, because that's just not being honest. I forgot to try and find 5 minutes today. I like to do self-care stuff. So Colleen, like you were talking about having a trip booked, I am a huge fan of that as well. But also, like, I'll make an appointment for a massage and it gives me something to look forward to. I'll make an appointment for a facial. It gives me something to look forward to. So just like knowing that you have like this little like treat coming up is really helpful. But so more that I could definitely be doing in this space. What about you, Lisa?
But important that you're doing something.
Yes.
Yeah. I also was jotting things down prior to the book titles. And I truly thought that like the stress dreams were being related to school were because I'm still in school, because I teach. Currently not, apparently. Other people have those dreams too. So that makes me feel better. I used to get migraines. And they started in middle school.
I
And
remember.
went until post-college. I made a move from Maine to New York, and in the first semester ended up with 8 migraines. And then I moved home and I started teaching and coaching, and I didn't have one for 2 years. And I was like, oh, so that's how my body tells me that I am stressed out. And it was always after something important. So like I would make it through whatever I'm doing, and then I would get a migraine. It would wipe me out for a day. I'd be sick. I'd have a headache. I couldn't see, blah. So I really, at that time, so now I'm 24-ish. just starting to dive in and figure out like, what am I going to do? Because if I know that it's stress and it's physically causing me harm, how do I stop that? And I used to say, like, I don't know that I'm stressed. I don't recognize those triggers. So I started trying to pay attention to when things would happen. And I think I'm very similar to all of us where I'm type A. I like things organized. I like to know the plan. Right now I'm stressed out because I have no idea what the plan is for the end of the school week, and school ends in 4 days.
Wow.
And I don't
Wow.
have any expectations. I don't have any like, do this, do that. So it's totally stressing me out. So I was like, what do? I talk to you guys. I send you guys random reels or memes or whatever. I play games on my phone. I try to like interrupt that thought pattern of, logic puzzles, word puzzles, things like that. And if I'm super stressed out where like my husband actually notices, he'll be like, get out. And I'm like, what? And he'll just like, just those 2 words, get out. You need to either go do yoga, you need to go for a walk, you need to get on that bike, you need to do something other than what's happening, because he'll recognize that like I talk faster, or I am trying to do 17 things instead of just the 3 that are in front of me. So it's good to have that like extra voice to be like, hey, you need to go like put in a real workout or go just change your scenery. So for me, it's definitely visual, and I wake up with those stress dreams. So I put on that trash TV, and I to preface that, I really enjoy my television shows. The one that I literally watch every single day is Boy Meets World from 1990.
Topanga.
Exactly. And I know every word. I know what's going to happen, and it's because of the comfort level. I don't have to pay attention, and I can fall back asleep. So
Yeah.
I found some
Love it.
things, but
That's awesome.
I definitely could use others. That's why I was jotting down what you guys were saying as well.
Yeah.
And I'd love
Mine
to
is
hear-
Gilmore Girls, Lisa.
I rewatched that when I was sick last year, so I have to take a break for a little
Love it.
while.
Same thing though. Yeah, that's like the stress-free TV. Like I don't need to watch it. I know exactly where the storyline is, and I can just pick right up. Similar.
Rory, why'd you make that choice? Choose Jess. Yes, exactly.
Lisa,
So,
you made
Erin,
an
you have
interesting
the big
point.
topic. Go.
Yes. Well, Lisa, you made an interesting point when you said that often you don't recognize the triggers. So you don't even realize that you're getting as stressed as you are, to the point where then you need your husband to be like, okay, you're stressed. And you just don't recognize it. And I think that that's so easy to have happen because, again, we're stuck in that fight or flight. We're stuck in that loop, And I think that's where meditation is so helpful because, it forces you to really look inward, like be present, and like tune into your body, tune into, how your muscles are feeling, like what's tense, what's, are you, is your heart racing, like all of those things, right? And like really be quiet and in the moment and like just kind of stop, and it's like easier said than done, but that's why I think, it's always called the practice of meditation, because you have to kind of keep at it and keep, growing those skills, because it's like for us to just stop doing anything is hard. And I never could listen to meditations because my brain just literally would not shut off. It would not slow down enough for me to pay attention. So like the spoken word meditations, I've gotten better with those, but there was a time I was just like, nope, can't do it, won't do it. And then during COVID, I was just feeling the weight of everything. And just, the uncertainty and just like all of that, like all the stress that like everybody had. And I said, I have to do something to manage this or I'm going to lose my mind. So I started looking for meditations on, YouTube that I could listen to, that I could get through, that I could pay attention to. And I really gravitated toward sound baths, whether sort of like, music with like tones kind of weaved in, or like sound baths with the metal or the crystal singing bowls. And I think I gravitated toward that too, because I'm a musician. I've always been a musician. And I love anything with harmony. The band that I'm in, like we do 3-part harmony, like that's our thing. I've always been able to hear harmony, sing harmony. I just really gravitate toward that. And so with the bowls, when you listen to somebody doing the sound baths with the bowls, it's just these beautiful, like intertwining layers of harmony. And I just completely immediately just clicked with it, and so I started listening before bed to ones that would do sort of like each like go up like your chakras, which we won't, this is like a whole other episode, so we won't get into that now, but basically if anyone who knows about like your chakras in your body, your 7 chakras, it's essentially like the notes of the scale, so playing one bowl and it's the note A or whatever, and you just this beautiful tune, and it kind of just like aligns your whole body, and I found that I was sleeping better. I was waking up in a better mood, just feeling physically better. Yeah, it was a real noticeable change. And then I just started exploring other meditations, and now I actually own bowls, so I play them myself, and it's a whole other experience when you're actually physically in the same space as those instruments, because that you're getting the frequency, you're getting the vibration. It's actually your body's feeling it in addition to hearing it, and like hearing the notes, hearing the frequencies. Basically, it's just like retraining your brain. It slows your brain waves to a more of a meditative state. So if you struggle with like overthinking or catastrophizing, any of that, and you just can't break that loop, there are certain frequencies that will like immediately just kind of alter your brain waves into a more relaxed state. I don't know, I just find it really fascinating, and it makes sense to me because there's been all these experiments. In fact, there was a scientist, his name was Dr. Emoto, and he did all these experiments with sound and water and was able to show, in fact, there's cool videos online, it's called cymatics. It's all about like basically the response of like water to certain frequencies. And they actually like will form, if you say strike a tuning fork or something, put it, or if you play a bowl next to a singing bowl next to a bowl of water, it'll start to like form patterns in the water. It's again, could dive into that separately, but when you think, it's been proven that sound and frequency and vibration affects water, and then you think that the human body is mostly water, then it makes sense that it would affect our tissues and our systems and cause some sort of a response.
Yeah.
So
it was the way you just said frequency and vibration. I've been thinking about that a lot with how we connect to other humans and the kind of energy that you put out into the world. I feel like as you were listening, I was thinking of different people that surround me all day and how sometimes their energy is just too much. And like, I will occasionally match somebody's energy and we're both at a heightened state, and that's not good for anyone. So I've been trying really intentionally lately that if someone else is heightened, that I'm trying to like calm myself down and just take a deep breath before I speak, that I want to enter with a different energy. And I think the way you said that was beautiful. With the majority of our body is water, right? And sound and energy, they all pass through us. We can't see it, but we can feel it. So if we can respond with that that's kind of what we're doing as friends, is we're sharing our energies and our vibrations together. And even literally, this is one of my stress release. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like on the phone calls, like it's, even if nobody else listens to another episode, it doesn't matter. We're
still good for us.
You guys are locked in for life. So.
We'll just keep doing this.
For our own selves. So it's funny because my type A personality is always, follow the guideline, follow the rules, what's next. There's always an agenda. And our agenda for tonight was to have a topic after this. And I'm sitting here watching the clock and I'm saying to myself, why? Like, this is a great topic. We've had a good time discussing it. It's meaningful. I like the word intentional. So I think we put that other topic to the next episode and
Yes.
break the rule. Just because we set the rule doesn't mean we have to follow it. So
We get to set the
that's me
standards
relaxing, guys. Isn't that exciting?
I'm
Very good.
proud of you.
But I also brought together, I also want to mention this other thing that happened this week for me that was really meaningful, that Lisa actually set into motion without knowing it, that it kind of, to me, solidified the feeling that community is so important, and what we've built over the years from when we were, knee high to now, and from playing youth sports together and going to school dances together and applauding each other with our successes in life and being there for each other with failures or challenges. We've created a community, and it's just hearing other people talk about listening to our podcast and being envious of that community, or finding it something that they wish they had, has been exciting for me over this past week since the episodes have gone live. And Lisa posted a reel to her personal socials, which I would love for her to share on our podcast socials, that really spoke to the same idea, and I found it really meaningful, and hopefully our listeners will too. So she'll put that up. Again, it just kind of talking about sense of community and real connections, and something outside of the digital stuff that everybody's, especially I see it with, this was a commencement speech to college students, which I found extremely valuable because they're so invested in what's happening in their palm, on their phone, or on their digital device. And this was telling them, you need those real connections in life. And I think that's what we've found. And we're hoping to share with all of our listeners and watchers. So that's another full circle moment.
Absolutely. And I think that, like, we'll tease it now, we'll put it out there. But we would love to hear from all of you. Like, we've gotten a lot of feedback from a lot of people that we know, right? Like, positive feedback from friends and family and people that were like, my brother texted me and was like, I didn't know you were doing a podcast. I'm so excited to listen. And then randomly, a fellow teacher I work with today was like, since you moved here, how has it been making friends? And I was like, odd that you bring that up. I am terrible at that, but it's because I have this group of friends, and I shared our first episode with him. So I think that I want us to kind of, and I may be overstepping here, but I'd love for us to round this out as saying, like, we're reaching out to all of you. Imagine that this is our text to you, and we want you to send us, what are the things that you do? Because we need other ideas too for stress release.
Yeah.
What are the things you do to keep your friendships going? We want to broaden this conversation. So we need more voices, and you can reach us on our social media pages. You can reach us through email. If you know us, send us text messages. We'll share those too. But I think that's an important part of this, is that we are trying to build a bigger community while also maintaining our friendships from childhood.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be a question, I think people think about podcasts and write in with a question, but I think it's important that other folks out in the community share their stories with us. About midlife, about friendship, about maybe it's 2 friends or 3 friends writing in together and saying they have something similar. Like, those are the types of things that we'd love to hear. Or you just want to vent. Like, we're here. Like,
or tell us about the next yam cream idea.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
We need the next new product that's going to solve all our problems. So we don't know unless you tell us.
Definitely.
What's your recurring
Agreed.
nightmare that apparently other people also have, but not me?
Yeah. What was your high school locker combination?
We need to know.
That's
do.
crazy, Erin,
Lines,
because all I could think about when you were saying that is I have this self-diagnosed, like, really bad, like, password anxiety. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, when you go and you sit down and it's just like, it's blank, it's gone. Like, anything I knew, anything I thought, it's gone. I sit at the computer, I log into this thing every day, and today I can't remember my password.
Well, that's because you have to have 12 different versions of it, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
you'll never
But
remember
I
it.
start sweating. Like I immediately, my blood
Yeah.
pressure goes up. I start sweating. I can feel it. I'm like, why can't I remember the password?
So you need LastPass. So I feel like I'm always like, I have an app for that, but I have an app for that.
Birds and
It's called
passwords.
yes. LastPass. So basically, you have a super secure master password to this
Mhm.
vault that is LastPass, and then you can go and put everything
All
else
your
in there.
random ones, yeah.
I live and die by that because yes, between work and life, I have 8 bazillion logins to everything. So yeah,
So
I highly recommend it.
LastPass,
Or
reach
I'm
out
sure
to
there's
us. We'd
others
love
as
to
well.
Yes.
Yes.
We're keeping a list
You'd
of
like to
potential
sponsor?
sponsors. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Audible after today. My
That's right.
Audible
Right?
obsession.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And sound baths and bowls.
Yes.
And sound baths. Yeah. Yeah. And maybe we'll do a future episode more about,
I would
about
love
all
to.
that. But
I mean,
You
let's
can
go
do it
big.
for us.
We need to get Amazon. We mentioned Kindle, so we're going bigger.
yeah.
That's right.
There we
Big
go.
dreams. Dream big, everybody. Dream big.
All right, so tonight, instead of nightmares about passwords, we're going to have dreams about potential sponsorships. How's that, everybody?
Yes.
I like it.
So on that
So
note-
friends, yeah, friends, drop us a line on our socials. Email us at friends5, the number 5 at gmail.com. And we will see you next time.
Sweet dreams.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
All right.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.